collared pieces, and we are going to do the interfacing. I'm going to trim this interfacing 1/2 inch on each side. Now in the center of my garment, I'm going to lay my interfacing rough side down. And I'm going to put my damp cloth over it. Now what the pattern wants is for you to clip the neck area close to the stay stitching. Next up is to match up the collar with the interfacing on with the neck seams. You're going to pin all the way around and then sew this down into place. Next, I'm taking my facings and I'm connecting these shoulder seams, and I'm going to stitch those down. Again, after you sew these together, it wants you to do a stay stitch, which I have, and then you're going to go and it wants you to clip close to this edge. After you've clipped the edge close to the stay stitching, you're going to take your collar, just like you did with the main part of the coat, and you're going to attach right sides together all the way around, and then you're going to sew them together. Now that the facing's done, I'm going to pin it to the right side of the garment, and then I'm going to stitch all the seams. Now we are going to be doing the sleeves, and the first thing you need to do is it wants you to make wants you to sew along this upper edge of the sleeve, and it wants you to sew a stitch line that goes along the seam, and then a stitch line about 1/4 inches next to the seam line, and that's going to help you ease in the fullness of the sleeve when you put it onto the coat. After you have done your long stitches for the easing of the fullness of the sleeve, you're going to go to the armhole of the garment, and it wants you to clip the seam to the stay stitching on both sides. Now you're going to take your sleeve and you're going to pin it to the armhole of your garment, and then you're going to use these stitches that you created to ease in the fullness. the curves and then press the seam towards the garment. Next, it wants you to press the seam over and do a top stitch along the coat edge. Now you're going to take your arm seams and your side seams and right sides together. You're going to sew within the seam allowance, and you're going to sew along all the sleeve and all the way down the side of the coat.